All right, guys, back with our fourth waste product. Again, waste products are because any raw material that you put into a machine is not going to be consumed perfectly. It is going to create some sort of waste product, just like the pollution coming out of the exhaust of your car. Now we get to the fourth one, the most melodramatic sounding one. But I would argue, even though it sounds ridiculous, this is one that we all experience as well. It is called, I put it in quotes, the Iron Cage of Rationalization. The Iron Cage of Rationalization comes from our one of the founding fathers of sociology, a guy named Max Weber. I believe we've dealt with Weber before when we've talked about rationalization. Rationalization, just to get us on the same page, is the belief that we need to make all processes as efficient as possible. The Iron Cage of Rationalization suggests a trap. It suggests that, I'll give you the definition of it. So we know what rationalization is. The Iron Cage of Rationalization is the experience of being so addicted to efficiency that we reduce the likelihood of deep, meaningful experiences. Pause me to get that definition down if you need to. All right, this sounds kind of horrible. Apathy, not being able to respond emotionally to things, is pretty lousy. Obviously, bigotry is. Anomie, this idea of confusion, is about how you should orient your life. All of these are lousy. But here what we're talking about is an addiction to efficiency that reduces the possibility of deep, meaningful experiences in our life. And I will give you an example of this. So my family, I've got a son and a daughter who are 13 years old and 11, and we are constantly doing things, getting them places, trying to get them the experiences that they need, partially because we believe that they should be well-rounded, and there are a whole bunch of different aspects to that. So there's like anomie that we are putting on our kids. But in order to make those things happen, oh my God, we're in the car all the time, which means in an ideal world, in an ideal situation, at 5 o'clock every afternoon, my wife, my son, my daughter, and I would go into the kitchen together, and without any TV, without any electronics, we would talk and prepare a meal together. We would make it ourselves, we would cooperate, we would then sit at the dinner table, and we would talk about what's going on inside each of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Of course it does, because human beings, our most deep, meaningful experiences are usually connections with other people. But we don't do that. We're like ordering pizzas like as we're driving places, barely stopping to pick them up, shoving it down our throats. Does it taste good? Yeah. But is it also junk? Yeah. Is it as deep and meaningful as if we were to do these things in a connected way together? Absolutely not. We are, but we don't have time to spend an hour making a meal and then sit down and talk about it. It's embarrassing that I'm talking to you about this, but it's absolutely true. We've got things to do. We're addicted to efficiency because we are oriented toward all these different things that we want to accomplish. Because we live in this very diverse collective consciousness that tells us we should be taking care of their intellectual needs, taking care of their physical needs, taking care of their artistic desires, all this stuff. And as a result, we're just getting through things as quickly and as efficiently as we can. That is lousy, but we're addicted to it. But even for our family, even factor us out of this. I mean, just think about how much easier it is for you to sit down and listen to music or watch a movie or whatever. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I do those things as well. But they're not exactly deep, meaningful experiences. I mean, generally speaking, when I've watched something on TV or listened even to a piece of music, it was something that was amusing for a short period of time and then it's gone. There's no deep, meaningful experience that I have with that, like if I were to actually compose my own song, actually write my own story, actually write a screenplay, and my family make our own little, even if it was a mediocre, crappy home movie, right? the experience of it would be rich in comparison to us sitting down and watching, the latest thing that Marvel has put out, which I absolutely will do. I'm not above that. But it's not a deep, meaningful experience, generally speaking. So our recreation, rather than it being creative, it's turned into just kind of amusement that we do and we laugh, and there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, I do this too, but it's not deep and meaningful. And because we're exhausted from racing everywhere, generally speaking, just that efficient, quick hit of fun is all that we can really muster. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's a horrible thing. I am saying, though, that it isn't deep and meaningful, and that we're a little bit addicted to it. It's a trap that we've fallen into. We can very efficiently just turn on the TV and have somebody entertain us. It would be a more meaningful experience, but much more difficult experience for us to compose our own songs or write our own movie script or whatever we're going to do. We just aren't probably going to do that. That's the Iron Cage of Rationalization, the idea that we are so addicted to efficiency that we rip ourselves off from from these deep, potentially meaningful experiences in life. Told you this unit was going to be lousy, and it is. 1 through 4, every single one of them junk, every single one of them the result of putting this curious, creative, emotional person into a society that they just are not evolved to be in. You put them in there as the raw material, you're going to get these waste products. All right. In the next one, we will be leaving the collective consciousness. So, just quick summary. Both of these coming from the symbolic universe. Both of these coming from the collective consciousness. Now what we're going to do is go over to the other side of the machine. Social structure in a general way. I'm not going to break them out, interaction order and social institutions. What we're going to talk about is, in both of these cases, we're dealing with statuses and norms. So what happens when you put this person into a society with the quantity of statuses and norms that we have, and with the quality of a few of them. So those will be the next 2 videos. I'll see you guys then.